I was a big hardcore Dota 2 fan or MOBA fan. Gerald's probably raging at me for saying that, but that's opinion.
In my opinion, I've played Dota 2 for too long.
Yeah,
I've clocked in over 1,500 hours.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
We're not saying the game's not fun. The game is fun. It's just nice to try other games out every now and then. I guess that's just a general sort of. That's the next question I've been asked. League of Legends or Dota 2? In our opinions, opinions, I'll stop the hashtags.
No hashtagging. Don't hashtag real life because it's not cool.
Sure, but anyway, opinions. League of Legends or Dota 2? I know you've played both, Droid.
I've played both. I put in a good at least 20 hours into League of Legends. Definitely. Professional player, and I can see why people love it and enjoy it so much.
Oh, hang on, my mouse just froze for a bit then. Okay, got the mouse back. I was about to check how many hours I pumped into Dota 2.
As I was saying,
711. It's not too bad. This is a case of like 2.5 years though.
In personal preference, I will choose Dota 2 over League of Legends because I enjoy the diversity of that game. And before anyone who plays League of Legends says, well, League's diverse, yes, but you always see the same team composition because of how your meta works. The problem with League meta is that certain heroes will be buffed, others will be nerfed. So the meta will shift towards the heroes being buffed. I remember so far the moment Corki was used to a champion in League. Used to be the main ADC until they nerfed magic damage and basically buffed up magic resistance. He is no longer the main carry. And that's how your meta works. In Dota, you have certain heroes who are strong carries, you've got certain heroes who are good at early games. I think the way Dota 2 works is that because everyone, according to League players, Dota 2 heroes, everyone's unbalanced. But because everyone's unbalanced their own way, they're all actually balanced.
My opinion on Dota 2 is just it's a fun game. Very stun heavy though, which is not.
It's stun heavy because it makes it punishable. Dota 2 is very punishable. League is not so much punishable.
Yeah, but I guess it's like I'd like to see a bit more variation in things other than stun. I mean, there's slows as well, but it's not the same at least.
It depends. Stuns, yes, generally do the trick, but don't forget stuns do have a I can't remember what mechanic called. Basically, if you keep stunning someone, it doesn't add up. It decays.
Okay.
If I can't remember what it's called, but if you stack stuns, it decays over time, so you actually don't get the whole stun.
Okay, alright. In my opinion, League of Legends or Dota 2, I've not really played League, but I looked at it and I like the ability to deny creeps and control your lanes.
There's a lot less control in. Well, the best way to control League is you just keep hitting everyone else's creep and then you just push your lane. You can't pull it back, and you're relying a lot on your team's jungler to actually gank for you because you cannot gank in that game whatsoever unless you're highly mobile like certain heroes. But unlike in Dota 2, where anyone can pretty much gank, anyone can do a job. It can be a support, but some do it better than others.
Okay.
Dota 2 is better if you like more variety.
I'd say the funny thing is we're talking about this during the whole League of Legends sort of what should we call it? League of Legends. What's the really thing that's called happening right now?
You mean Worlds?
No, the League of Legends sort of like tournament thing.
LCS,
yeah, that's it. League Championship Series. That's it.
Yeah, it's League Championship, League Worlds. It's what they call it.
Is this more of a league? It's more of like a knockout. Like a Premiership League sort of thing, like in football, or
I'm not sure how it works. I mean, I do know someone who is into this. I know a lot of people actually into.
I can always quickly Google it.
Into the league meta than I am, but obviously because I can't get in contact with them straight away, I can't really make comment on this fact.
Okay.
Last thing I want to do is annoy people by saying something wrong.
Yeah, I don't want to say exactly anything wrong. That's why I'm kind of quickly looking at this sort of like.
But I think it does. I think it does work the same how Dota 2 International works. It might be a knockout tournament.
It looks a bit more. No, no. It's literally sort of when you points for winning and points for losing. Oh, sorry, points for winning and nothing for losing.
Fair enough.
No, it is actually like a Premiership sort of league sort of setup. Yeah, I like the Dirt 2 internationals. Well, they did something like that, a league sort of thing during the internationals actually last year. TI4.
That's one thing actually I'm glad about. If you're into both league and TI and international, they do try and make sure the tournaments do not overlap each other that much. Right.
Yeah, Great Overkill's just prodded me to saying, Great Overkill's prodded me to saying that they play League Championship Series and they earn places all over the world. So yeah, it is basically like
it is a world event.
Yeah, it's a world event, and if you win games, you move up the league. If you lose a game, you probably move down it. Unless you're right at the bottom where you can't go down any further.
Yeah. Also, actually,
it looks like there's also like localizing. As I was looking at the website, then there was NAEU.
Yeah.
NAEU, and obviously, and the top two of those go to the World Championships or the international. They're equivalent to the internationals. Right. So, next question. I'm going to move away from the League of Legends Dota 2 sort of thing now because it's taking over the stream a bit too much. Best video games consoles. The next question are being asked.
I do apologize. I won't be responding for a moment because I'm talking to someone on the messenger. I do apologize.
Right. Okay, that's fine. We'll build this. That's fine.
I'm sure you can answer some strings about me, and I will pop in and out whenever I need to.
Okay, best video games console. I'm probably slightly biased because I've played a lot of Nintendo consoles. But I've also played the PS for most of my life. And I've also played a lot of PS1, PS2, Xbox 360. I think the original Xbox is not the Xbox One. Xbox One is. I don't get that naming convention. It's like you have Xbox 360, Xbox One. What do you think?
What am I going against?
Why call the third console in your series the Xbox One? When the original Xbox was probably called the Xbox One before that.
It's the same reason why Godfather 2 is called Godfather 2, even though it's technically is a prequel. It's something I don't understand myself.
Yeah, at least Borderlands a prequel. That makes sense. And Star Wars. Yeah, Star Wars Episode 4, 5, and 6. At least they admitted that they were intending on making prequels, even though they reached the first thing. I've been asked for. I'll answer that game. I'll answer that question later. But but basically 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, and 3. At least they kind of admitted even though they released these things in the wrong order, at least they kind of admitted the continuation of things. But yeah, Borderlands. Didn't they do a prequel sequel or something like that?
Borderlands.
Yeah.
The pre-sequel, as some people might want to call it, Borderlands 3, is, as I just mentioned in the title, is a pre-sequel. It's basically you're playing as a first group. I don't know the storyline to it, so I'm going to get this completely wrong, and you guys are going to get a good laugh out of this. The pre-sequel basically takes place before the events of Borderlands 1. So you're basically playing as the first group of mercenaries or vault hunters who are going near Pandora. I probably got that completely wrong, and people are now going to laugh. Listening to the stream, are going to be laughing at me, going, I'm a noob." But like I said, I haven't played the game, so I don't know the actual history about it. But I do know is that you can play as Claptrap, who looks stupid as heck because of how he works.
Yeah. Interesting question I've been asked. What's our opinion on the game Hatred? Not played it, not really seen much of it, so I can't really have too much of an opinion on it. That's probably as much as I can give an answer for. So I can't really. Well, not really bothered seeing it around.
I haven't seen the trailers at all, so I can't make comment. I'll pass any information on about my views on Hatred. As I run a quite a strict policy of, if I've never played it or haven't seen any trailers for it, I cannot make comment on it because I have no knowledge whatsoever.
Yeah, I know the game itself made a bit of controversy with the whole sort of Steam going on Greenlight, then being taken off Greenlight, then being put back into Greenlight. But I'm going to say I've not really dived into the issue that much to give a decent opinion on that matter. And that's probably the best I can probably say about it for now. I'm sorry, I can't really answer that question very well. Actually, to be fair, being prodded about Star Wars, which, when Star Wars, original Star Wars was released in 1974, it was called Star Wars. Then they released Episode 5. Oh wait, actually, no, I think
they named it New Hope because it was when it first came out, Star Wars Episode 4. It was as it's called because they were going to make a series of 6, but they did it from number 4, 5, and 6. So they did it in 2. Basically, it's how the Hobbit works. The Hobbit is because it actually is the Hobbit. The way it works is Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, and Return of the King. It's basically saying it's like Star Wars Episode 4, 5, and 6. Then you've got the Hobbit, Journey Begins, Desolation of Smaug, and Battle of Five Armies. That is basically going Episode 1, 2, and 3 in Star Wars. It's the same principle. I'm sure George Lucas knew exactly what he was going to do with Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then the numerical convention was added later to what episodes they were and whatnot. But yeah, anyway, best video games console in my opinion. N64?
Best video game console of all time?
N64, yeah, best video game console of all time, N64.
GameCube.
I felt N64 had a better live than the GameCube.
The GameCube, unfortunately, was a much better system than when it first came out. It was a strong system of its kind. I watched a video somewhere.
GameCube was
the best system.
GameCube was actually one of the few Nintendo consoles that they released that they were ahead of all the rivals. It was probably the only game console they released where that was the case.
Problem is with
N64 was ahead of PS1, but when PS2 came out, I don't know what kind of fits in between.
The problem with Nintendo is that they make poor hardware choices. As I will explain now, the N64 came out when it had optical disc drives. Nintendo can choose to go for cartridge, and a cartridge obviously has limited space. Because
the choice of the cartridge was because of the faster loading times and whatnot.
Faster loading times, yes, but you have limited space to make a game, and also it's more expensive to produce a cartridge. With the GameCube, they opted for the micro discs. Because the reason why they did this is to stop piracy from their games.
No, it's also they also claimed it's to reduce load time. But to be fair, that was actually proved to be true with a PS2 game and a GameCube game. It actually because the disc reader had less
space to read. Yeah.
Less physical space to travel. Sorry.
Yeah, Nintendo tried to opt for faster loading times rather than more memory.
Okay, somebody just called us console scrub lords. I'm PC Master Race all the way. I'm pretty sure these days some user just commented on the Twitch channel. No, I'm PC Master Race all the way. I've not played consoles for yonks.
I play most of PC gaming, but I will happily play console gaming because it's got the better local gameplay lineup.
Yeah, Xbox One, PS4, crap.
Wii U, great fun if you have friends.
Wii U's alright. I might consider getting it, but console PC Master Race all the way. What else is to put into it or context of it? N64 console-wise, N64 back in the day.
I'd say
it was also the time where games console did seem a lot more powerful than gaming PCs. Although to be fair, UT99.
I've never played Unreal Tournament.
Never played Unreal Tournament. You missed out on my gaming sessions. Well, yeah, you weren't really. You went to the same uni as me, but yeah, had quite a few people around. We played Unreal Tournament. For like a few years ago. It was good fun. UT99 specifically. Didn't like 2004 though. Not really seen the new one either. I've not seen the new. I know they're working. We
are bringing out a new Unreal Tournament eventually, but I don't think I'll get into it because I'm not really much of a first-person shooter fan.
Yeah. Right. How many questions? Last question, second to last question I'm dealing with. Well, actually, no, I'll make it the last one. How many questions did I expect to get?
No idea. Because you literally told me
about 10, probably.
I have no comment on this because literally when I said, I was going to come over to visit. Well, Ben invited me over. I literally he told me we're going to be doing the Q&A. I'm like, okay, didn't know that. Alright then.
Over 9,000 hue. Over 9,000 hue to you too. And I suspect I know who you are. AZ 5,000, 50,000, 500,000, 50,000, whatever.
Remember, guys.
Too many zeros. 50,000.
Remember, guys. Bigger numbers means you got bigger e-ping.
Yeah, and to be fair, yeah, I think I know who you are. Troll lol to you too. Five Nights at Freddy's are making a third one for some reason.
Yeah.
They're milking that franchise hard.
They're not milking it because it was actually
They released 2 Five Nights at Freddy games in the same year.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
But most people who play Five Nights at Freddy's now are literally for jump scares because it actually is increasing difficulty. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is much harder than Five Nights at Freddy's 1, and also because now we're interested in the lore because we realised Five Nights at Freddy's actually has a lore behind it, and people are now interested in a sequel of it. And the reason why, and they did it very clever in how I did it because basically, they didn't tell you the lore, you had to find it. In Five Nights at Freddy's 1, you find the lore in forms of hallucinations. So when I say that, here's every so often we switched cameras, the rooms would look different. Some of them would, and that's how people realise things like about the night of A7, or when the 5 children went missing. In Five Nights at Freddy's 2, it goes into some more explanations when you die. You play an Atari game where it goes into more lore about what's happened with the company, and then you get jump scared at the end of it. But
Okay.
And because of that, it's been building up a lore, and people have gone so many conspiracy theories. They actually want to know what's happened.
Yeah.
But one thing I do know about Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is that
they could at least delay it. We could at least delay the release of it, although
it has been delayed slightly because what's happening in Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is that the animatronics are now actually having full motion. It's in the old Five Nights at Freddy's, it was just still pictures.
I like that though. It adds to the horror.
And now,
especially when it kind of like when the faces are kind of like glitching and just like.
Yeah, that's Five Nights at Freddy's 1. Five Nights at Freddy's 2, they removed the glitching, but they added more people to be afraid of.
I like the glitchy. I don't. I've looked at Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I've not played it, but it just doesn't seem as good as the first one.
It's actually much harder because also don't forget you haven't got doors, so you have to react faster.
Yeah, but is it fun? It
does look fun, but it depends how much you like a challenge as well. Because the challenge is there if you want it, such as 1020 mode, because there's 10 animatronics on the highest setting ever, and literally you will die as soon as you mess up. But that's for people who like challenges.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said, in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, I think it's taking a bit longer to release it because they are working on full animations for the animatronics, so there's actually more. They are walking, and you will hear them walking, and you literally will be paranoid because they are moving across the screens.
1 sec. Okay, anyway, I didn't think I really actually properly answered the best console. PC Master Race, PC Master Race, PC Master Race.
PC's not console.
N64 better than GameCube, personally, I think.
I prefer the GameCube, but that's just me.
I just felt the N64 had a better library of games.
If that's because the GameCube didn't sell very well because of the hardware choices.
I mean, I'm not saying the GameCube had bad games.
Well,
it had the most recent F-Zero game. It's almost been like.
It's been 12 years.
Yeah, it's been 12 years since a console F-Zero game came out.
It's been 12 years? It might have been, no, I don't think it's been 12 years. I think it's been at least 8 years, definitely, because I'm trying to remember when the Wii came out. And literally, the closest thing you're going to get to an F-Zero game is probably in Nintendo Land. Literally, it's an F-Zero minigame in there. That's it.
On the PC, the closest thing to it is a game called Distance. I've seen people actually recreating some of the F-Zero tracks in it. So Distance is basically a game. You fly a car, and it can do jumps. It's kind of like, it's kind of like F-Zero in the sense of just drive around. You try and get to the edge as fast as you can, but there's no shunting left or right. You just drive as quick as you can and be as good as you can on the track. But you can make your car jump. The awesome thing is you can make your car fly.
I mean, I haven't actually played Distance myself. I mean,
it's a niche indie game at the moment. Not
it's
many people know about it.
It's like F-Zero itself is also a niche game because you got to be big into fast-paced racing games.
Mm-hmm.
When I say fast-paced, I mean literally you just got to go fast and go faster.
Gotta go fast.
Faster.
Gotta go fast.
Yes.
Gotta go faster. I'm not singing it.
I made a Sonic reference and I did it for a fact, and you unfortunately played along too much with it.
Okay.
You got to understand that sometimes puns, you don't act on it just for hilarity, but I digress. As I said, F-Zero is about going fast, and that's it. And also have racing strategy to it, because your boosting does cost you HP, but
same with distance actually.
It's still a niche game genre. I mean, most people who play racing games nowadays play the party racing games, such as Mario Kart, where you can just
Mario Kart 64 is the best Mario Kart game.
I don't know. I mean, Double Dash is quite fun.
Block Fort Battle Mode. Need I say more? Why can't they make a simple battle mode anymore?
Because people don't play that anymore. They just play for racing.
I fucking love battle mode.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't played battle mode in a long time.
I spoke to my boss about why he thought it was the best games console, because he plays video games every now and then as well, and his was something like along the lines of the Atari 2600. His was like Atari 2600. Then I asked him, the sort of age he was at when he was playing the Atari 600 was the same sort of age that I was playing the N64. Now, so I wonder if I think the N64 was the best console because of the fact I grew up with it, when I was at that sort of age. Am I wearing nostalgia glasses or that sort of thing, or is there a bit of nostalgia? There might be a bit element of that, but I still felt it had a better library in the GameCube.
It could be anything. I mean, I personally enjoyed the GameCube more because it was the best, it was innovative console for its time. I mean, okay, before I say anything, before people go to me like innovation, look at the PS3, PS2, PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and all that jazz. Yes, the Xbox 360 had the best online play. The PS3 had technically stronger graphics, but the GameCube, that's what brought quite strong people to realise we need stronger graphics, because they had the best polygon graphics of its time before they brought out the PS3 and the Xbox.
Okay, but yeah, don't get me started on the Xbox One and the PS4.
Out of all the current generation, the Wii U is technically the better system, and not because of the specifications, but because it's more fun. The game lineup, which has finally come out, is more fun. Sure, it doesn't have the fancy graphics as the PS4, or has online capability as the Xbox One, but it's more fun. I mean, I play my society. I go to play Super Smash Bros. With 8 people locally, and it's mayhem.
Yeah,
and it's fun.
It's also that's one thing of it's local co-op games, local games themselves are slowly making a comeback even on the PC.
Well, yeah, because people are realizing we should go out into the world and make friends.
Yeah, it's really weird because back in like 2007, the whole sort of like the ability to do split screen gaming was kind of dying out, or at least it seemed like it. Like Halo 3 and Halo Reach were Halo games were what they were split screen by default, but there's a lot of multiplayer games that are released at that sort of time which didn't have a local co-op option. Call of Duty. I think actually no, Call of Duty did have local co-op, but
Call of Duty does have local co-op.
There was one. I think there was one which didn't.
I can't remember which one it is. I mean, I don't play Call of Duty.
I forgot. I don't play Call of Duty either. Christ no. At least not now anyway. I did used to like a few years ago. The last one I had got was Black Ops, and then I realised, this is just basically the same shit.
Black Ops
was alright, actually.
It was apparently good. It's good for a Call of Duty game, but Modern Warfare series is the same situation, different guns.
It's just everything Call of Duty. It's the same thing. Once you've played COD 4, you've pretty much played them all.
There is actually something different. Advanced Warfare. Is it Advanced Warfare the newest game?
Yeah, it had a crappy PC port. So
bad PC port, but it does look. If you're a fan of Titanfall and you like Call of Duty, it's the same game.
Yeah, it looked kind of. It looked like they've went a bit beyond the whole sort of like generic modern warfare shooter, with adding the exosuits and kind of making it a bit of a cross between Crysis, Titanfall, and a few other games, but it just PC port, cracked port, it kill it off. Section 8 was probably one of my underrated. It's probably one of the most underrated FPS games of all time.
I mean,
Prejudice. Well, Section 8 Prejudice more specifically.
I mean, I did play a little bit of Section 8 Prejudice when it was hyped up for a moment, and it was fun.
it's just that company went bust. It had
the most innovative way.
It had the best way of respawning. You dropped pod in, went in via you just dropped in.
You dropped in anywhere on the map, yes. And the way to counter that is you build anti-air.
Yeah, you could build anti-air turret guns, so you can just if someone trying to drop in near you, the anti-air guns will just kind of like shoot you down.
Yeah. And because of that, I mean, basically, and you can drop in your own tanks and everything.
Yeah, and you can also.
It's a good game.
Yeah, you were also able to get kills when you were able to just like drop in on someone and like literally drop in on someone, and if you landed on them, you killed them.
Another game, first-person shooter game, which I actually enjoyed playing for a while, but I stopped playing nowadays, is Nuclear Dawn. Do you remember that game?
I remember that game. I never really sat down and played it. It was on my playlist.
Nuclear Dawn, great. It's a good game. I mean, if you're into it's not really Call of Duty style. I mean, you have different classes which have different weaponry, and they all have different health. I mean, your scouts can go invisible. Your scouting classes can go invisible and assassinate people. Your heavies weaponry have the most HP and armor, have all that jazz.
Yeah, but this is also
what made it better
RTS elements, isn't it?
Yes. Inside the game itself, as part of a first-person shooter game, one person can be voted in as commander, and the commander has to build a base, and fortify your positions. So you start off with an area, you get your command. Your commander starts building up power generators to get things going, and then builds a network of turrets, respawn points, and arming stations. Alongside that, he has to do research, which costs resources. Now then, resources. Whenever a commander would research something, you unlock a gun, weapon, or armoured for certain classes. For instance, if the enemy team had a lot of turrets being spawned and you need to take them out, you can give your heavy weapon troops rocket launchers. And these rocket launchers were great for taking out structures, and not so much against people because of the way the game works. But yeah, and the commander himself has to make the choices because if he researches the wrong weapon at the wrong time, he could be swarmed by something. And also, the commander has to realise, it takes resources to research. Those resources could be placed elsewhere. For example, fortifying your front lines to make sure no one can get past them, or defending yourself. Because a great tactic in Nuclear Dawn was you get your scouts to go invisible, run past the front lines, and head for the commander and take them out to stop. It's basically to neutralise the commander, so that your frontline units were not getting new turrets or systems set up.
Yeah. Did you ever play Planetary Annihilation? I played it for a bit.
Yes, I did.